G'day fellas, how we doing? Throwing up a little bit of a different video tonight. As many of the regular watchers and a few of the followers on social media might know, we've upgraded the wheel for our rig. So we're moving from the G29 to the CSL Elite. And since getting into a little bit of sim racing and moving to the rig, I've wanted to do a little bit of a review slash have a bit of a chat about the rig that I chose. So I ended up going with the Trak Racer RS8. So I thought we'd talk about why I purchased the Trak Racer RS8 first. So when moving from the controller to the steering wheel, I wanted a chassis that would mount the TV, and running out of Auckland, the best option that I could find at the time was the Trak Racer RS8. Now they did have an RS6, but that had no TV mount. There is the next level that didn't have a TV mount. They all come separate, but I wanted it all in one rig, and yeah, just get it all done at once. So this seemed to be the best option. I can't remember what size TV it takes up to. I think it's something like a 55-inch. But wasn't too sure at the time what size TV I'd need. As most of you should know, if it's not your first time here, I pretty much only play GT Sport. So the field of view and all that jazz is not adjustable in GT Sport. So I needed a rig and the measurement. So I bought the rig before I bought the TV, and I already had the steering wheel at that stage, and I didn't want to go from having the steering wheel without a rig to having the steering wheel with the rig. So even though I did own the steering wheel, I didn't actually have it set up. So after purchasing the Trak Racer RS8, I worked out where my sitting position would be with the wheel, and from there I went with a 50-inch TV. So in the video you'll see the 50-inch Samsung mounted in gaming mode, just with a PS4 Pro. The next thing I wanted to cover was just building it. So it arrived in a pretty big package, as you would expect. It's a fairly decent sized rig, even though the frame, once it's set up, is fairly narrow and fairly small, and it's actually fairly convenient. Building it was pretty simple. Don't really remember needing instructions, but at the same point I'm fairly handy with the hands anyway. It did come with tools. Unfortunately, it only came with 2 Allen keys, and it required at least 3, if not 4 Allen key sizes, so a little bit short there. Other than that, all fitted together reasonably easy, and yeah, it's pretty sturdy. I did have to make one modification. I don't know if that's personal preference. I raised the TV 100mm, so I didn't like where it was sitting, so I just made up my own aluminium brackets and raised the TV 100mm, and that made it feel pretty good. Now, a lot of the problems you saw on the internet with this rig was complaints about the gooseneck. That's the little bit that holds the steering wheel. I did have dramas with mine as well. It did come loose pretty quickly the first time, reasonably quickly the second time, and then after about the 4th time, which would have been about a month to 6 weeks into it, I never had to tighten it again. So I think once the surfaces roughened up around there, it all came together pretty good. Out of the box it says it mounts the G29 most Thrustmasters and the Fanatec. The G29 mounting points were absolutely perfect, didn't have a drama, slapped together real easy. But I've just finished fitting the Fanatec to it, and I did have to drill an extra hole, or I would have had to run a Fanatec adapter bracket. But yeah, it's all fit up and running now. like I said, I just wanted to get this out off my chest before I start using the Fanatec, and then all of a sudden I've got plenty of bad stuff to say about the G29 and the Trak Racer. But no, with the Trak Racer with the G29 has been a really good entry-level setup. I've really enjoyed it. I haven't actually used anything prior other than sitting a wheel on my lap maybe a few years ago. So the transition from controller to rig going this route was actually pretty good. My lap times did improve considerably. I have read plenty of blokes on the internet say that you must be shit on a controller if you improve on a wheel. But the other night, the wheel's been playing up a lot lately. I went back to the controller and I'm still as bad on the controller as I ever was. So if you're going to use this video to get yourself over the line, just do it. Get the rig, get the wheel, call it done. Yeah, so this is that's it for me thoughts for the moment. It'll be interesting to see how the Fanatec goes on the rig, see if I actually do come into any issues. The first thing I've noticed is it feels like the TV is too small on this rig as well. So I don't know whether I'm going to have to lift the TV higher or drop the wheel. Not too sure at this point. Yeah, I can definitely recommend the RS8, although you're probably out of luck. I did Google it in the last couple of weeks and I think it has been replaced by maybe not the RS10 but something like that. And that looks like they've improved all the problems with the gooseneck. They've done away with the gooseneck and it looks like they've gone a beefier TV mount that's actually adjustable. That was one thing I probably didn't cover. The TV mount is solid mount, so it's unadjustable. The TV goes where the TV goes. Looks like on the model after this they're going to have the TV be adjustable. You can move it back and forwards. Don't ask me how far. And it looks like the steering wheel can be fully adjusted height, forward and back as well, which is this one can't. It's sort of, you've got the arc of the gooseneck and that's about it for adjustability. The seat probably didn't cover that either actually. The seat is fairly comfortable. I have a lower back drama, so I don't normally spend any more than 2 hours in it anyway. I like to get up and have a walk around, even if it's every hour. Ideally I'd get up and walk around and stretch myself. If there's a big race or I'm getting super excited, maybe I might sit in there for a bit longer. Yeah, it doesn't seem too bad. It does come with a spare cushion. That I haven't had to use the spare cushion yet, but I'm looking at the PlayStation Plus stats the other day. I've only done about 350 to 400 hours worth of GT Sport, so that gives you an idea. Perhaps the cushions, you might get 1,000 hours out of them perhaps before you need to replace them. Wear and tear, pretty much no wear and tear, but I'm always trying to wear cotton clothing when I'm sitting in it to make it last. Maybe didn't come with enough Velcro straps to do all the tidy wiring. I ended up buying a pack at Bunnings to get me through, just to make sure I had plenty. And yeah, what else is springing to mind? I thought I'd pretty much finished, but as I try and finish, all these things keep popping into my head. Yeah, we're going to call that a day, I guess. Oh, well, if you made it this far along, as always, give it a thumbs up. If you're brand new, give it a subscribe. If you're into GT Sport, give it a subscribe. So, yeah, thanks for swinging past, fellas. And if you're looking at a second-hand one of these, perhaps, yeah, I'd take it. It's definitely been good. I'd say if you've got the G29 or the Thrustmaster 150, it's going to be a pretty decent rig. We'll probably get another video out, hopefully, after I've done a few months with the Fanatec and see how it goes. Cheers, fellas.